Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to my Mugen tutorial on how to create your own Mugen stages. Let's begin by, first of all, I should give credit to anybody who's made a Mugen tutorial and involving stages. So, yeah. Now first, what you want to do, is let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little something first. Anybody who says that you need all these complicated programs and all that, and all you need is Fighter Factory. I just showed that. So, see, the Fighter Factory program. Okay, I know this may sound a little weird first of all, but yeah, I'm kind of watching the video and trying to narrate it at the same time. So, first of all, let's go in, and you want to find an image that you want to use. So, maybe we can go to Google Image and such. Yeah. And you want to just find any image, but here's a little tip on that. When you want to find your image, I would recommend it looks something that like you could stand on and not that you're floating in midair, unless you could find some stuff to make it look at least pretty decent. Okay. Now, let's go to google.com/images. After that, I'll just type in for maybe example, let me see, pool. And look at all these images. Okay, so you pick one, anyone. There. How about this one? This looks decent, like you can actually fight on it. So now you're going to save the image as, save it to somewhere where you can get access to it, and save it as a bitmap file. See, bitmap. Okay. And also, or you could just put .bmp in. I'm pretty sure that would work, and if it doesn't, well, my fault. So now you're going to do that, and you're going to want to rename it. I'll put mine as EX, and save it. So now you're done with that. And now you should see your bitmap image. And the reason you're going to need bitmap is because the JPEG does not work in Fighter Factory, because there's a reason why. Okay, now first of all, I do want to explain to you that there are two types of files used in Fighter Factory. There's bitmap, and there's ZSoft Paintbrush or .pcx. So let's go into the little artist looking button. Let's do that. And now, where it says image or palette, you're going to click the open button, and then you're going to change that bottom thing from ZSoft Paintbrush to bitmap. And voila, EX shows up. Now, you're going to do that, and then the small little button at the bottom that has those little arrows in the computer screen is optimize. You want to click that, and then save it. And there's only ZSoft Paintbrush at this point, so now that's actually pretty good. Save it as the same name as your bitmap because it's really easy to remember. And then go into the sprites section. After you do that, you're going to go in, you're going to open up the PCX file and first you have to click the change button, and then after it's opened, there shows up the optimized image of the pool side. Now you want to half the bottom part, which is the x-axis. You want to half the first part, which is like something by something, where it says image at the bottom. Now y-axis, you want to subtract 240 from it. If you don't feel like doing the math at all, which, by the way, I did wait a minute. If you don't feel like doing any math, why don't you just adjust it by moving the image but leaving the cross in the center? And see, there you go. Decent? I know. Now, After you do that, which I warn you too, this stage is not gonna work because I have at least I have a lot of them, and I'm gonna start subtracting, but that stage doesn't really work. So let's just now. After you do that and all that, you want to save it in the stages folder as your SFF. Now, name the SFF whatever you want, but there's going to now save it as individual palette. Yeah, that was the but part. Now, do not close Fighter Factory unless you have a good memory with numbers. So, just hit the little line to hide it. And you do not need your bitmap in your PCX anymore, so you can just delete those. Now go into that stages folder, wherever that is, and move that file that you had all the way to the bottom. So now you should see EX, and by the way, I had to delete those too because those screwed up. Now you want to copy. Now I had the stage 0 because that was one of the default stages, so you're going to cut. Well, no, you want to copy that and then you want to paste it at the bottom. After you do that, you want to rename it the same thing as your SFF. Now, change that name to whatever you want, which it started out as training room, now it's going to be pool. So, the bound high is going to be the y-axis part, which you subtracted 240 from. In this case, you can do whatever you want with it, adjust it to where you like it. Not like it makes a difference. So now, that y-axis is going to be the bound high. So now you're going to change that number to 277. After, you want to go all the way down, not all the way, but until you hit main background definition, and then where that SFF is, that stage 0 is going to become ex.sff because that's the image's sprite file format. Now, where that 01 is after that sprite no equals, now you want to change that 1 to 0. Then hit the X and save it. Then you want to exit out of Fighter Factory because you're not going to need that anymore. Now you want to assign that in your select. And by the way, I do got to tell you too that because I had a screen pack installed, don't think that there's going to be another folder just magically. So now you want to go all the way down to the bottom where your stages are. Paste the name of that in there. Then exit out of there. Sorry. Then you want to go into your Mugen. Then just start the game up. Go down to anything and just kind of select your characters and get them. And so after you do that, lo and behold, pool. There it is. That's if you successfully did it. There should not be an error message. And see, this is what I was telling you about. Because I have at least 50 stages on here, that's going to mess up. So now I do want to show you one more thing. I'm going to show you an example of a successful stage earlier on. So let's select him. Let's just do smoke, perhaps. Yep, smoke. So now let me find a good level. See, now, like I've told you too, if it works, you should not have to come across an error message. And the only way that's going to happen is if you ever see the sprite node does not exist, change that. So now there's a good example. Now I just want to show you a little coded special move I have for this guy. Come on, do it, please. Alright, let's just move him over here. I don't know why I did this. What was I thinking? Okay. Do it already. Oh, there we go. Energy throw. Now, By the way, if it sounds like a laser gun, go ahead and laugh because I did not mean for that to happen. So, yep, there you go. Now that's what would happen if you have a successful stage. So, yeah, and by the way, the ending, I was kind of fiddling around trying to figure out how to get that to close. But yeah, remember, this was not all my, like I know how to do this. So, anybody who does think this, you're wrong. So yeah. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and I hope it helps. And you can now go around and make stuff out of your house. So, yeah. Have fun with that, and good luck.